let's hear from one of the standout players of the tournament. That's Jude Bellingham, who has spoken about what he's taken out of this World Cup.
I think the overriding feeling is disappointment because of the way in which we've gone out. But I think the memories that will live with me in terms of, some of the learning that I've had in training and in the games, playing against certain opponents is, it's invaluable really. How much I've taken from this camp and from the tournament, and I'm really I think if there's one feeling that I get mainly after the defeat and in that moment where I couldn't quite keep my emotions to myself in that moment was I've got to get one, whether it's a Euros or a World Cup. I think the mentality for me is I've got to get one.
I mean, that's what minutes really after defeat, maybe half an hour or so after losing that game, and he's speaking there with such maturity. And he's been lauded so many times, but rightly so. He's only 19. Yet you hear him speaking there about his drive, like I've got to win something. I have to on the biggest stage. But he speaks so maturely, so confidently. There's so much to like about Jude Bellingham. He's terrific.
Incredibly humble.
Yeah.
And you're right, you're spot on. When you hear a young lad talk in that manner, this is a smart kid. Not only is he a very good footballer. Ian Danter told a story when we was away in Qatar about a couple of years ago where he did a West Brom versus Birmingham game, and Bellingham got dropped off by his mum in the car. He said it was really weird, And this kid's got the world at his feet. He seems so smart that I can't imagine somewhere along the way he doesn't win something major, as in a Euros or a World Cup, because he's got something that's very rare, and that's a humbleness about him, plus being smart, and also adding in, he's had a terrific tournament. He's become the talk. I mean, I've hated it because I've ended up thinking, well, Liverpool can't buy him now because no one's going to be able to buy him because he's going to go into that bracket of just too expensive.
Well, someone will be able to buy him.
Well,
it's just whether
maybe,
Liverpool can afford him. It's more the...
they may be able to buy him, but it'll have to be probably a little bit longer down the line.
Yes, possibly. What I also liked about him is not only what his qualities on the ball and what he brings to a team in that sense, but also you saw it, his leadership within a team. And as I say, I'm stressing again, he's 19. Yeah, I remember you're watching him and he's directing where players should go. He's pointing to his teammates. This is what you need to be doing. I think that is, again, a wonderful level of maturity for a player that's, okay, yes, he's been playing now a few years of professional elite football, but still, you don't expect that from a youngster like he is. But there is this obviously inner drive that he wants to be a success, and part of that is the leadership that he brings. That's his quality that he also is an added extra that's massively important.
Well, you have to have a lot of confidence to go to abroad and play your football as a kid, as a teenager, which he chose to do, and then he speaks in the manner he does. I mean, no number of people would have said this, but he's quite clearly going to be an England captain. It's quite clear that he's going to lead England one day.
Well, he captains Dortmund, doesn't he, now?
He's going to be doing that. Whether that's 2 years down the line, 3 years, he's definitely going to be an England captain. And when he moved, because it's a big thing to move abroad, even at an age, I went at 31, but for players to do it, and like Tammy Abrahams did it, Tomori did it in recent years, Bellingham did it, Sancho did it, you have to be really a smart lad and take a lot on board, because going abroad and leave, and yes, he could have his family over there in Germany, but it's still a huge thing and a huge challenge, quite scary and intimidating. Going into a dressing room, everyone speaks another language, and yes, loads of German players could probably speak English, but I'm sure he's adapted himself out there really well. So, absolute, everything he's done has been with a direction to lead him somewhere very special, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel as though this is a player that's just going to be a mainstay in the England team, and maybe someone that you're eventually going, from an England perspective, going to have to build a little bit of a team around, because he's so important and will be so influential, I'm sure, in the years to come of what will be, as I mentioned already, like a successful career, because there's so much to like about Jude Bellingham. But we'd love to know what you make of Jude Bellingham as well.